when you brief the actors, what kind of briefing is it? Do you take them deeper into the subject, the value of the importance of the subject, or something like that, or you just give them the lines and leave it to them?
So my process as a director and as a writer and as a creator of worlds is to go into the worlds that I'm recreating, the real
Mhm.
worlds, and see them as closely as possible. And I bring every member of my team, actors, production designers, director of photography, everyone goes in and we look at the world that we're recreating. So with Sold, it was the world of Sanagachi, which is a red light
Mhm.
district in Calcutta, one of the largest in the
Yeah.
world. And so I took my team through there a number of times. And I remember, and the director's job is to listen, and you're sort of a filter for what is real and what isn't real, what works, what doesn't work. You're always paring things down, simplifying, making it stronger and bolder. Um, and I remember going uh, with Tabashir Zuthi, who is my costume and production designer, brilliant woman. And there were one or two outfits that she had picked for
Mhm.
women to wear in the brothel that we were making the film art that we're recreating and Sold. And one of the outfits I thought, it's just too much. It's too expensive. They wouldn't be able to afford it. I just didn't think it was real. And we were walking and Tabashir went, see? And she pointed to a woman wearing exactly the dress that she had gotten. And so, you know, so you must listen, you must hire great people to surround yourself with and listen to them, but also listen to your gut always. There's this little voice. And as a director, if you don't listen to that little quiet voice, it's almost like a child voice. It's a voice of kind of just knowing.
Hmm.
It's very playful. You have to create a space where everyone can play fully together. Um, so you're not a dictator, but it's all on you, whatever is captured. So you have to be very clear about what you want. And for me, research is the key to really understanding something.
You've been a script writer for years, and you worked on some of the most wonderful, fabulous films. And is there anything? I mean, how important is the structure of the script? Where to begin, where to end? There's a beginning, there's a midpoint, there's the end, and then in between there are many points. So, can you talk about how the script design or the script structure is done for a particular subject? In your case, let's take Sold as a reference point.
Okay, so all stories fall into a three-act structure. Um,
Mhm.
but that three-act doesn't have to be, the order doesn't have to be act one, act two, act three. It generally is, but you could actually go in reverse order, or you could, mix it up. Many films mix it up. But basically, the basic structure that Sid Fields laid out for screenwriting is pretty much what most films follow. And what it is act one. The setup is usually done within the first 20 pages, 20 to 30. It used to be 30, now it's like 20. Um, and the setup is seeing the main characters in their ordinary life, maybe getting a sense of their conflict, both their external conflict and their inner conflict. Conflict might mean, you know, what they desire, what their goal is. Internal conflict may be their shyness or something that's stopping them, some fear that they have that is interfering with them getting their goal. And then act two, well, then there's a plot point one. Plot point one is like it sends the film from act one into act two, which is a different world. Now we're no longer in the same comfort level of the characters' normal world. They're thrown into something much bigger. So For Sold, the girl is in a very poor family in Nepal, and the family needs money. And she meets this woman who offers her a job. So offering the job is plot point one. And so she then goes off with this woman to work for, she thinks, to work for a family as a domestic servant. So Act
Mhm.
Two is the conflict itself. So will she escape in the case of Sold? Will she get free? Will she ever be able to return home? Those are the questions that drive the audience. Often it's, will the boy get the girl, or will the girl get the boy? Or will the main character live if they're being chased and someone's trying to kill them? So the conflict is every permutation of what could happen. And then there's a plot point around page 80 in a screenplay, plot point two, which throws it into the resolution, which is Act Three, which is how the question resolves, how the film finds its denouement, its resolution.
Mhm.
So that's basic classic Act Three structure. What I would say is that if you're an aspiring screenwriter, read a lot of scripts, especially the ones that you love. Um, and if you are an aspiring director, study the films that you love. Watch them over and over and over, maybe 10, 15 times. And then you will actually feel like you've directed them, even though you haven't, because you'll be so conscious of all the choices that went into every shot and every scene. And you'll also really get the power of the subtext of the dialogue, because there's the text, it's what people are saying, and then there's this subterranean level, which has to be felt by your audience, which is what is really going on. It's in the unconscious of the actors. And it's often, the strongest emotions for an audience are usually when an actor is holding something back. They're not just like screaming or crying, or, they're holding their emotion in, and then the audience can let their emotion out because we feel it so powerfully.